Michael Jordan back in the game. Scottie Pippen goes out having scored 14. Jordan will shoot over Kittles and hit. So Michael Jordan, a very quiet 8 points, but you know he'll have those numbers up there before long. And it's triangle offense. Michael Jordan working now against Kendall Gill and gets the reverse layup. It'll be Kerry Kittles, Kendall Gill, and Sam Cassell, among others. We've also seen Lucius Harris, who will share the defensive job on Michael Jordan tonight. Here's Jordan trying to get Kittles in more foul trouble, and his turnaround. How often have we seen that move by Michael Jordan? 18.2, and right now he's mired in foul trouble, trying to be careful defensively and has only 4. Michael Jordan, sensing that, gets the open jumper, and Michael now with 20.
Good timeout, 20 seconds.
And Michael Jordan pulls up for the jumper and hits. And an end-to-end wide-open affair with the Bulls leading once again by 8. Veteran team, that's money in the bank. Kukoc goes into Jordan. He's open and backs it in. Michael Jordan now with 24. He had only 6 at the end of the quarter, but he has more than made up for it. And 5 on the shot clock now. Kittles with the ball in his hands, guarded by Jordan. Fires it up. And Wennington gets the rebound. Look up, look up. Here's Michael Jordan. He'll get it. And will get the foul as well. And Kerry Kittles committing another one. That'll be 4 on him. So all bad news for John Calipari in that sequence. Rodman, Pippen, and Kukoc in the lineup.
Now New Jersey has 3 full, Chicago 3 full. Both teams shooting the penalty.
Here's Jordan working against Kittles on the turnaround. Michael Jordan now with 31 points.
Break with the ball.
Sherman Douglas will inbound. Gill, Kittles, Williams, and Gatling in there. They get it out to Kerry Kittles. Kittles goes up with a shot. No good. Batted away with 13.2. And it's going to be Bulls ball. So Chicago will have a chance to win it here. So the game could be riding right here with 6.3 seconds in riding. Kukoc fires it up and misses. And we're going to overtime. Very nearly had it a miraculous toss. That ball, as time ran out by Sherman Douglas, almost went in the basket.
That ball goes to the right of the rim. Now this is just forced by Kukoc. Now just keep an eye on this toss. The ball goes to the right of the rim. Right there, off the right of the rim.
We are going to a 5-minute overtime.
Very spirited, very courageous, and we've beaten it a little bit with Van Horn and Cassell, but we're talking about 40 points.
Here is Gatling, and it's blocked by Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan blocked Chris Gatling on a great defensive play.
Keep an eye, they front. Gatling catches. Now watch Jordan come right in the middle of your picture, right there. Clean block, but now
Harper scored all of his 13 in the first quarter when the Bulls really needed it. Here's Jordan working in, loses the ball, kicked around, and fighting for it is Pippen. Remaining, New Jersey and Chicago each with 2 timeouts left. Bulls also have a 20, and each team with 1 foul to give. Kerr is guarding Douglas. Here's Gatling again in a familiar spot, where he has done big damage in the 4th quarter. Kittles has it knocked away by Michael Jordan. Basket and a foul. Michael Jordan can give the Bulls a 3-point lead with a critical defensive play with under a minute remaining in overtime.
Just watch as Michael gambles right there. You know, before he retired and went to baseball, he was always 1, 2, or 3 in the league in steals. Now you can see Gill, he didn't get him early enough. You know, you got to get him early where you can get the hand out of there so that you get the sure miss and force him to make the foul shots.
Jerry West, who should know, said Michael Jordan is the greatest player ever to play the game, period. And he's showing it in overtime. Not made a 3-point basket tonight.
Switch on every ball cross.
Sherman Douglas fires up a 3. It's short, and the Bulls are going to win it in overtime.
2 steals, but then the sensational steal right here. You had the 2 early blocks.
Well, I mean, we were not shooting the ball well. We couldn't get any scores, so our defense had to hold up. You know, I made a good steal, then Scottie comes right back and makes a good block. So, I mean, defense wins championships. We know that, and tonight we showed that.
You learn a lot from the Nets.
Hey, they came out and played with a lot of heart. You know, I think the first game was a jitter game. You know, I know we can play a lot better. You know, I'm pretty sure they're going to go back and make adjustments, but I think this is where we should have the advantage. You know, the mentality of going back and looking at the film and making adjustments.
The stomach virus and strep throat. You saw the rest of the starting fives for each team. New Jersey with the tip. Shot of the game spins out. Were it not for the presence of Tim Duncan, Van Horn would have been a cinch this year as the league's Rookie of the Year. Jordan wastes no time wasting his first shot.
The double team, but Gatlin was able to split the double team and score.
Jordan off the feed for his second field goal. Pippen alley-oop from Michael.
Great vision there by Scottie Pippen and great eye contact, but if you watch Michael Jordan without the ball, he will reverse. It looks like he's going to use the screen by Rodman, and Kerry Kittles did not get his body on him.
Burrell slicing through two defenders, but missing on the run. Wennington on his 35th birthday rebounds, feeds Jordan, who banks it in. Jordan against Harris. Got it. Game clock overlapping the shot clock by just a few seconds. It's Jordan. Jordan putting it on the floor against Kendall Gill. Into the lane for Kukoc. In fact, Gatling has only 4 points. Jordan from Rodman.
Just beautiful basketball.
You watch the Chicago Bulls, they are so beautiful without the ball. The give and go, they have excellent passers. Michael with the strong finish after the pass from Dennis Rodman. You see Kendall Gill turn and look for the ball. Michael cuts against his vision. You got to keep your body on Michael Jordan. You know that he's going to work against your vision. He's the best in the game at doing that.
Jordan to the hoop. Count the basket.
See, they spread you out. When you go up to pressure them, it plays right into their strength. The defense is extended out wide. It opens up the lane. Jordan goes and penetrates right down the middle of the lane, draws the foul.
First foul on Michael tonight. Nice pass from Douglas to Van Horn. And another whistle. Van Horn will be shooting when we come back. Kukoc the guilty party. This is the NBA on NBC. You hear about Michael Jordan sometimes being tough on teammates. Listen to this.
You can't lose sight of the ball. You run around like this with your head back to the ball.
See, Isaiah, I love that. I think that when a player, your leader, your great player does that, that's leadership. When a coach does that, players get tired of hearing him, and then it becomes more criticism. Your great players, yourself on championship teams, the Michael Jordans, the Magic Johnsons, the Larry Birds, these are the things they do that relieve a lot of the pressure so the players don't hear the coach's voice too often.
Chicago once led by as many as 21. Here's Kerr missing the three, but it's Rodman on the glass. 16 rebounds now for Dennis. Jordan through the lane and off the glass.
Again, the second shot, you get great initial defense. You're within 9, you've got a chance to rebound the ball, and Dennis Rodman with a great hustle play. He has answered the bell today.
And at least they've been competitive in these first 2 games. Michael takes it to 30 on the night. Quick inbound to Douglas, knocked away from him by Jordan, and that used up 2.5 seconds. Look at Douglas and Jordan jawing at each other. Sherman tries it again. This one's way off. It falls into the arms of Scottie Pippen, who's fouled with 0.8 of a second to go. And Chicago is going to take the 2 games at home, but it turns out to have been much more difficult for them than they and their fans would have anticipated. In fact, Michael Jordan said before Game 1 that it would require all the Bulls falling asleep for New Jersey to win even a single game in this series. Well, they haven't won one yet, but they've been in both of them right to the end.
See, Chicago right now, they don't care if the game is close. The only thing they're concentrating on and concerned about is if they win or lose.
In of this series. He's living out in the West. Douglas double teams. And here's Jordan, left open for the three, and he's got it. Michael Jordan, who has only shot 44%, but has been with a screen. The triangle offense executed by the Bulls. Jordan with a fake on Kittles and hits. Michael Jordan now with 5 points in game one.
Well, that's his patented move. You know, he loves that.
And does Jordan love that?
Too easy. It's just, but he's right now in a terrific groove.
Michael Jordan working his way in the lane and hits. Jordan now with 12 points. Here's Michael Jordan with a jumper. Jordan hot now with 14 points. Now Kukoc. Jordan with a fake on Harris and a fall away. Michael Jordan. The Bulls with the ball and a 5-point lead. Here's Jordan for three. His second of the game. Michael Jordan now. Kerr seeing a lot of action. He has been a potent weapon for the Bulls against the Nets this year. Jordan working against Kittles. Gets Kittles in the air and Jordan hits. Patented Michael J. They got to get up early in the day to find out why players play the way they do.
It's a high screen and roll.
5 on the shot clock. Jordan. Never no fouls to give for the Nets. Michael Jordan at the buzzer hits. Michael Jordan 9 of 10 from the field. He has 23 points. And the final seconds in and out almost went for Harris. But the Chicago Bulls with a 9-point lead at the half. Bulls are 0 for 6 shooting here in the third quarter, leading by 5. Jordan with a great fake lays it in as Gill hits the shot. Pippen trying to double out on the point, and Kendall Gill got open for.
Kendall Gill is hurt right now.
Michael Jordan will hit the jumper. Jordan with the jump shot, and as you mentioned, a 20-second timeout. Kendall Gill
is still within major striking distance here, and like we say, they play in peaks and valleys.
Michael Jordan with a very difficult shot, falling away toward the Bulls. Have had 3 possessions here in the fourth quarter, have turned it over twice. Thus the timeout by Phil Jackson. Michael Jordan lays it in.
They can do it because they have done it in games 1 and 2.
They were down by 14 in game 1 in the fourth, forced overtime. They were down 21 in the third and got close at the end. But then you always have the man in the cape, Superman. Hill with 4 fouls. Jordan coming around a Rodman screen hits. Michael Jordan now with 36 points.
They just have to rise to the occasion and let's go and make it a 1-game set on Saturday or Sunday.
Here's Jordan. Michael Jordan going in off the glass, scores 38 points for Michael Jordan.
Well, right now, Michael Jordan talking to Jason Williams, who actually messed with you guys earlier today with that shoot-around, making your bus be late.
That's all. It was beautiful outside, so it was okay to stand out in the sun.
The game tonight, all night long, Hubie was talking about textbook offense. You ran everything you wanted. The shots were there. Why? Were you guys making adjustments, or they just didn't match your intensity?
Yeah, I think our game is starting to sharpen up a little bit. We know execution is important. We wanted to make this team play hard on defense. We wanted to control the tempo. And in doing that, we forced them to play solid defense for a long, for 24 seconds, 20 up to 24 seconds, and we find good shots. I mean, I stroked the ball very well early in the first half, and we found some easy shots, and our defense was pretty solid.
Normally it's a dumb question to ask who you'd rather play, but maybe not this time, because if Atlanta wins game 4 and opens game 5, you have a whole week off. Whereas if Charlotte wins, you open up this weekend. Which would you prefer, the rest?
Well, we don't control that. It doesn't matter really. I think if we're playing that type of basketball, it doesn't matter who we play. We just need to get back home, get some practice, get some rest, get Luke healthy, and whoever we play, we're going to need Luke inside. So hopefully, he'll be ready for us.
With Isaiah Thomas and Doug Collins, I'm Bob Costas. Welcome to Game 3 of our Sunday tripleheader on NBC. Well, it begins and ends from any opponent's perspective with Michael Jordan. As someone once said, you can't stop him, you can only hope to contain him. How do they do that?
Well, Bob, anytime you're talking about beating the Chicago Bulls, it ends and it starts with Michael Jordan. Jordan's numbers are up against the Charlotte Hornets, against the rest of the league. He's averaging 28 points. He's shooting 53% against the Charlotte Hornets. If the Hornets don't contain Michael Jordan, look for this to be a very short series.
And what would you say their chance of doing that would be?
Almost close to none.
Pippen thought about a 3. Now it's Michael. Spinning, shooting over Wesley, and there's his first basket.
Jordan is so tough with his back to the basket.
3 on the 24. Had to force it on the run, and Michael got a piece of it. Harper's open. Michael takes it himself, and Wesley fouled him.
That was a smart foul by David Wesley.
Yeah, no basket before the shot. Scotty has it.
3 seconds.
Michael for 3. That's better.
What happens when you give up those multiple shots, though? The Bulls, one of the best offensive rebounding teams in the league, and although they're shooting a poor percentage right now, the offensive rebounds are getting the extra shots to them.
By 15. Jordan to the baseline for the slam.
Right on cue, Isaiah. Take it to the hoop, Michael.
Michael's back cut. He gets it from Dennis Rodman, and he fakes like he's going to the middle and goes baseline. The dunk ignites the crowd.
Michael from Rodman. Had to change it, hit it, coming to the line.
Same play on the right side of the court. They ran it on the left side of the court. Now Rodman and Jordan come back and run the same exact play on the right side of the court.
3-point possibility. Off the glass, and the Bulls are in front.
I watched Michael Jordan that whole series. He was so anxious because he had Dale Curry on him that he wanted to take him inside. Now watch as he works to get into the post because he senses that he has a liability in Curry.
From the outside, he's such a beautiful shooter.
Jordan answers at the other end.
See, Jordan feels that any time that Dale Curry is guarding him, that's a free license for him to score. He's telling me to look out for this kid because he thought he would be a very good pro.
Jordan's turnaround in the lane is there.
Michael's in rhythm right now, Bob. After getting to the basket and get a couple easy ones, his jump shot now is flowing.
Jordan got it, +1. How quickly did he shake off the banged up knee? Still Chicago by 5. Jordan makes it 7. He has 24 tonight.
See, BJ in a very difficult position there.
Michael to the hoop. He was fouled, and it could have been a 3-point play.
Jordan had a running start at Curry, faked him left, came back right. Watch as he fakes him left. Curry goes hard for the fake, falls, and Jordan floats to the basket for 2 more free throws at the line. Look at the fake.
Michael comes back around Curry.
Well, I don't like that matchup, Del Curry on Michael Jordan.
I don't think Del Curry likes it much either.
Well, he gave him the same fake and he bit on it again.
Michael from Pippen, left hand. Oh, yeah. What was it John Calipari, the Nets coach, said about him? It's like playing blackjack against the dealer. You already know he's better than you are, and he wins all pushes and ties. And in this case, he gets the roll. Dave Cowan's team had a shot at it. In fact, they were controlling the flow of the game in the first quarter, but it's Phil Jackson who's smiling at game's end. His team now 4-0 in this year's playoffs.
Well, you got to give Charlotte credit. I mean, they've been playing. So they came in with a lot more intensity than we did at the beginning of the game. We've been sitting out for a couple of days. It took us a quarter, maybe a quarter and a half to get ourselves back in the rhythm. And once we got in the rhythm, we kind of wore them down. You can tell they were a little bit fatigued. Mason really looked tired after a big game he had against Atlanta. So, you know, we kind of kept the pressure on them, and they missed some big shots on the outside. So they got 2 days in between games. Expect them to come back with a lot more intensity.
In game number 2, 83-70, the Bulls victors in game number 1.
The early going, they have Mason on Michael Jordan, and you know that you've got to clear out and let Michael go one-on-one with him.
Jordan hits the field goal as the Bulls finally score as the world champs try to make it 2-0 in this series. Jordan working against Bobby Phills with a pull-up and a score. Phills has his work cut out naturally.
Well, that time they ran a split, a high split, and they should just flatten out and let Michael take D-Vots.
Jordan hitting from the outside, 3 of 6 from the field. Wesley now guarding Dennis Rodman as Armstrong goes out. Wesley coming back in. Michael Jordan nails it just inside the arc. The Bulls are on a 7-0 run. It's alive for the Bills. The Bulls 11 Rebounds for Dennis Rodman. Jordan waits till everyone goes up and comes down, and then Conley hits the jumper. 10 points for Jordan on now 5 for 9 shooting.
I like to give you Michael. He knows that he's got a shot opportunity here, and he's going to give his best. Now his perimeter game is going well, and he gives you the nice ball fake, but he regroups before he shoots the shot.
Places Dennis Rodman, and the Bulls line up with 1:19 to go in the first half. Jordan gets a good screen from Kukoc, and Michael Jordan now.
Even Dave Cowens is left because the half should end like this.
6.6 on the clock. The Bulls by 4. Michael Jordan working against Wesley, and the final shot hits at the buzzer. And the final exclamation part of the first half is done by who else? Michael Jordan, as he coolly runs off the floor. 14 points. Got away with a pull on Jordan. Could have been called for the foul. Jordan to Longley, and a quick reverse layup on a low pass to Luke Longley. Scored all 15 points. Michael Jordan gets the basket and the foul.
Now, this will be Michael's first foul shot attempt of the game. He has stayed out on the perimeter.
Has 16 in the game, and now 18. And you know that Michael Jordan is not, if he can help it, let the Bulls lose this one.
The main thing is that he's going to the basket.
Jordan is guarded by Del Curry, and Jordan is going to pull up this time and hit. Michael Jordan may get into one of his familiar fourth quarter zones. He has 20 points, and the Hornets by 3 with under 3 minutes to go. Jordan looking to steal the ball from his former teammate, Armstrong.
And the penalty.
Big offensive rebound for Vlade Divac. The lead is 3. Armstrong will put up the jumper, and B.J. Armstrong, 76-71. The lead is 5 with 17.8 seconds to go. And a look at the Charlotte bench and their coaching staff, and they're seconds away from pulling a stunning upset.
Don't get the steal, you foul it.
Jordan for 3 off the rim, batted out to Michael. Time is running out, and Tony Kukoc is going to hit the 3, but it's too late. And the Charlotte Hornets have evened the series in a stunning upset over the Chicago Bulls. The Chicago Bulls in the last 2 years have lost back-to-back games only twice in the playoffs, and that was both in the finals. Seattle did it and Utah did it. And here is Anthony Mason in the low post, tried to make a tough feed inside, and it's picked off by Longley. Glen Rice averaged 25 against the Bulls in the regular season here.
This is it right there.
Jordan goes right around Wesley as if he were not even in
Offensive board. Just watch this quick move right here. See, there's no size factor. There's no strength factor. Michael is not going to let the double team get there. He's going to get off a move in a hurry.
Amazing how Dave Cowens devised the defensive strategy in Game 2 on the bus coming to the United Center the other night, and then he had to sell his team on it as Ron Harper hits the shot. 2-point edge for Chicago. Michael Jordan trying to use a screen from Luke Longley, does, and he's got it. So Jordan now, with his second field goal, has 4, and the Bulls are up by 3.
He's one of the top offensive rebounding teams in the league. You get that and get it out, you can score on them.
Michael Jordan gives the Bulls the lead again. Jordan now 3 of 7 to Glen Rice's 14. Bulls lead by 7, and Michael Jordan going baseline with a great move inside, and Jordan now leading the Bulls with 10 points. The Hornets have gone to the free throw line only once before that last sequence. Michael Jordan with a shot. Jordan with 12. You don't think they're going to get him mad now, are they? We'll join Kenny Smith and Ernie Johnson in the studio. There is Michael Jordan. High arcing shot off the glass. Bulls situation with Pippen in the open floor, guarded by Glen Rice. Here is Jordan with a turnaround over Armstrong. He knew he had him. And Michael Jordan now, with the basket, has 16. The Bulls lead by 13, trying to open up their biggest gap of the game. And Michael Jordan trying to do it, and does. 70-55, a 15-point lead. Timeout called by the Hornets. Michael Jordan has 20, and the Bulls doing everything right so far in Game 3. The first half, Corey Beck, who has not played, also came in. So Dave Cowens looking for energy from somewhere to get it going. Steal by Jordan, and he's stripped by J.R. Reed.
That was beautiful. Michael Jordan's man went to the basket, and at Michael let him go and came right back and gambled on this pass. See, Michael is going. Watch him go out of your picture. Now, here's the pass. Here he comes. Excellent anticipation. Before Michael went to baseball, his first 9 years, he would always be 1, 2, or 3 in the league in steals. See, their major plus for them is that Rodman or Pippen can bring a ball up.
Pippen found Jordan and went back door, and it took a little while before the Bulls got him the ball, but Pippen finally did.
There are, of course, Michael Jordan fans everywhere he goes. But of the various road stops around the NBA, there might be a few more in Charlotte than other places. This city, after all, is only about 135 miles from Chapel Hill, where Michael played his college ball, just over 200 miles from Wilmington, North Carolina, where MJ grew up. So there might be some cheers for Michael and the Bulls today at the Hive.
I talked to B.J. Armstrong just before the game, and he is really fired up. I asked him about his play in game 2. He said, you know what? I came to compete. They know what that's all about. I'm going to make them compete today. Bob?
Thanks, Ahmad. BJ awaiting his chance on the bench. We'll see him shortly. The officials are Steve Javie, Jack Neese, and Bob Delaney. Being guarded by Michael Jordan in game 3. Here's Michael's first shot. Ties it at 2.
Coach, you need to prod your guys any way you can. Doug knows that.
Michael's turnaround is good.
That's why I'm sitting here.
Steve Kerr on the floor for the first time. Michael fades and fires over Mason and drills it. Michael with some room, and he's got 8.
Now, although Michael is making that shot, you'll live with those jump shots. If he has to take 25 shots to get 30 points, you'll live with it. Where he really kills you is when he penetrates your defense and gets you in foul trouble and gets to the line 9 or 10 times.
Divot's in the lane, draws 3 defenders, and Pippen pokes it away. Kerr picks it up. Here's Scotty at the other end from Michael. Pippen's first basket.
15 of 20. J.R. Reed buries 2 open looks.
Longley, good pass to Michael.
Now, as an offensive player, when you find something that works, you should go right back to it.
Michael over Mason, got it. For the record, Michael Jordan with 12 points has now scored in double figures, at least 10, in 1,001 consecutive games, regular season and playoffs combined. And here's the steal. Racing with Reed. And count the basket. Well, 2 Tar Heels in a foot race.
Came out in the first quarter and they were attacking. In the second quarter, they didn't attack as much.
Luke Longley takes it right to the hoop, heeding the advice.
That's a set play right there coming out of the halftime. They slipped Luke Longley on the pick because Divac has been stepping up so quickly to play Michael Jordan coming off the screen roll.
He scored 8. Michael. Rebound Rice.
See, I like what Mason did on that last move. He got it and made a quick move to the basket.
Wesley has it shoved back in his face by Harper. Here come the Bulls. Michael pulls up over Divac and has it.
The 2-hand outlet pass to Jordan in stride by Dennis Rodman. Jordan pulls up and shoots a 15-foot J on the fast break. A shot that you don't see taken in basketball a lot anymore, Doug.
It's that medium-range jump shot that has made him even better than he was early in his career, because now he can shoot it deep, he can shoot the mid-range, he can get it all the way to the basket.
Michael around Divac.
Now,
rebound of the night. Jordan had to muscle that one up. Ironically, their ability to win on the road actually keeps the Bulls off the road. They now have the possibility of closing this thing out, assuming they win tonight, by winning Game 5 at home, which would mean they've gone through the first 2 rounds of the playoffs as Michael connects. First 2 rounds of the playoffs, getting on a plane for only 1 trip each round. Michael over Rice, count it, Armstrong behind Mason's screen, trying to work himself free. Baseline jumper, overshot it, and it's grabbed by Rodman. 16 boards for Dennis. Jordan the pull-up, 29 for him.
Turn into fear.
If it hasn't already, Kukoc with the steal. The dish to Michael, who has 31.
But they've come in and taken their heart, and that's what the Bulls do to you.
Dickie Simpkins' basket concludes the scoring as Corey Beck misses at the buzzer. The Bulls win it 94-80.
The Charlotte Hornets started out with a lot of intensity. You guys were able to match it in the first half.
Well, when we're on the road and the team's backed into the corner, the first thing they're going to do is come out with a lot of energy, a lot of motivation, and all we have to do is sustain that, keep our poise, and get ourselves back into the game. By the first quarter, we were right back in the game, so we took that best shot early on.
What was the difference in the third quarter when you broke it wide open?
I think our efficient defense, our overall offense, we kept putting pressure on them, and they never really respond.
All right, congratulations to you, Michael. We'll see you next week.
Well, a beautiful spring day in Chicago, but a cold spell has hit the Bulls locker room. 4 players are suffering from colds, including Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. The other 2 are Scott Burrell and Randy Brown. They've been breaking for tea all day, a special blend called Champion 6. Ginseng, clover, peppermint, lemon peel, spearmint, and peach. Now, normally when Michael Jordan is feeling ill, it's the opponent who suffers the pain. However, some of the side effects they've been complaining about, shortness of breath and weakness in the legs. Dick?
Dennis Rodman celebrating his 37th birthday today. And we're set to go. The Bulls won game 1 of the series. The Hornets shocked Chicago, winning game 2. And then the Bulls dominated on the road, and they played their best basketball in all of the playoffs so far on the road.
Well, if you look at the Bulls' wins, Dick, they won by 13, 14, and 14.
And they finished off the New Jersey Nets in the opening round of the series with a very impressive road win as well. Here is Michael Jordan, and he gets the Bulls underway.
But unfortunately for them, in quarters 2 and 3, that's where the Bulls catch up and move ahead.
Mason guarding Jordan, and Jordan hits the shot. Jordan had problems not driving, and Wesley has his shot blocked by Luke Longley. Michael Jordan hits, and Michael Jordan, with a strong start, has 6 of the 8.
Voted him by far #1. Now, he is quicker tonight, Dick, for whatever reason. He's stepping out.
And Michael Jordan working against Rice, and Jordan getting a step. Rice stays with him, and Jordan scores anyway. You can't fault Glenn Rice for his defense. Jordan now 6 of 10 from the field.
With that. Now watch as they push Jordan down to the baseline. They're right on him now. Now as he comes out here now, he's got to shoot around the glass. That was an excellent move by Michael, and good defense, really, by Charlotte. Didn't know he had the dribbler leveled off.
And here is Jordan, and Michael Jordan with a great move to the basket. Michael Jordan with 14 points here in the first quarter as time runs out. He's yet to score here in the second quarter. And that is that. Michael Jordan finally getting on the board here in the second quarter. Rice also with 16. And Jordan wide open in the corner hits. Michael Jordan now with 18 points.
Now that time, Michael Jordan.
They got several mezzanines here, Hubie. They go up pretty high at the United Center. Michael Jordan comes back with a basket and a flurry of hoops going on this third quarter. Luke Longley sets it for Michael Jordan out of the triangle offense, and Michael Jordan now with 22. He and Rice in a shootout tonight.
Dangerous, Dick, because he attempted 5 a game during the season, and he's averaging 4 a game in this playoff series.
Offensive foul, and let's see if Glenn Rice. Now Rice and Jordan jawing at each other, and a technical foul has been called as Rice and Jordan face to face. And a technical foul has been called on both Jordan and Rice, a double technical.
Yeah, and Rice is still jawing at him.
Not over yet. It's not over yet.
Yeah, and Luke Longley, you said something to Mason as Mason came down. Oh, there it is there. You can see that Rice stepped into him. Jordan tried to get around. Rice thinks that he threw an elbow at him.
Rice was hit with his third foul, and then a critical game is evidenced by the fact that both Glenn Rice and Scottie Pippen have played the entire game tonight for their respective teams. And Michael Jordan now, he's got to be more than a little upset. He's got 24 and a steal. Steve Kerr.
Bad turnover. Very bad turnover.
Yes, favorite. Now Mason is on Michael Jordan. The fall away by Jordan, and he hits. And that was the way Jordan was beating Mason in game number 3 with lead 81-76. Michael Jordan with a screen from Rodman. 28 points for Michael Jordan.
That's the third time, Dick, that he didn't go back door, that he ran that split cut and was wide open, and it's his third score off of that move.
Again, here is Mason down low against Rodman, and it's Jordan with the block. Michael Jordan, who is playing inspired basketball right now at both ends of the floor. And I'm sure the skirmish with Glenn Rice had a lot to do with that.
No doubt about it, because what it did was it ignited the building. And a great defensive effort by Michael.
It's been there for the Hornets to come back.
You've got to go here because you got a free man.
Glenn Rice against Scottie Pippen. What a great duel that's been. Pippen knocks the ball away, and Michael Jordan tries to save it and does. What a heroic defensive effort by Michael Jordan on his back in front of his own bench.
Now he made that happen. All effort, throwing it back, they get the break. Watch Michael here now as he throws the ball back right there.
Showing his greatness in countless ways, Michael Jordan. The lead is 5 for the Bulls, and a minute and 13 to go. Chicago on its way to moving into the conference finals. Brown finds Longley. Every possession critical now. Michael Jordan hits it. Big 30 points for Jordan, and the lead is 7. Timeout, Charlotte. As the Bulls knock out the Hornets in 5 and will now face the Indiana Pacers, who earlier tonight eliminated the New York Knicks also in 5. Let's go out to Craig Sager.
Well, thank you, Dick. A very tight game, a shootout between you and Glenn Rice until late in the game. Fourth quarter, standing right here, you and Glenn got into it. What happened, and how did that maybe inspire you down the stretch?
Well, it's two competitors trying to win the ball game, and he was setting some good screens. I thought he was moving a little bit. I started trying to get the call by running into the screen, and I ran into the screen a little bit too hard, and it offended him a little bit, and we said a couple of words, but I mean that shows the two competitors between the two of us.
A lot was made of Glenn Rice offensively and then Anthony Mason defensively on you. Who gives you the hardest time playing defense, and does it irritate you or challenge you?
Oh, it's a challenge. I never faced a team, faced one-on-one defense. I mean, certain teams play me with great awareness. When I get into the post, they certainly jump up there and, double team me and keep me out of the post. Mason, for a big guy, I'm pretty sure he's the strongest, and certainly he moves his feet very well. And, I had to use my quickness a little bit a couple of times, but for the most part, he played me very solid.
Obviously important for you to keep pace with Indiana since they beat New York tonight. What about that series? What do you think about the Pacers? I know you beat them down there towards the end, but they came back and beat you here the last meeting.
Well, they got a lot of confidence right now. Everybody's starting to get healthy for that team, and they present a lot of problems for us. And I think we have to play a lot better than what we played up to this point. I'm anticipating a great battle between the two teams. I mean, both teams are one on each other's floor, so I mean, there's no advantage there. I think whoever plays a solid basketball game for 48 minutes is going to win the game, and certainly we have to defend what we have to defend.
Are you going to get rest for your cold tonight, or are you going to Dennis Rodman's birthday party?
No, I'm going home.
All right, thanks a lot. I think so is Hubie. Let's go back to Dick.
Fat chance. Fat chance.
Pippen for 3. Way off. Jordan recovers for his first basket. Not just yet. Here's Michael with the steal, and Chicago with the lead.
Now you watch Michael overplaying the passing lane. Eyes are big, sees it, tongue is out. I'm chasing it as he goes down court and makes the easy dunk.
Rodman has 9, and the big 3 is yet to get on track for the Chicago Bulls.
And here's a steal. Pippen for Jordan. Mullen at his mercy.
So they have to pick their spots.
Michael from Pippen spins baseline. Got it! 5 seconds to shoot. Stolen by Pippen. 3-on-0. Let Michael do it.
Doug, the look on Scottie Pippen's face and the way he's all over Mark Jackson. Oh, my.
Closes in on the penetration. He gets back out to Mark Jackson. They close in on Reggie Miller. He digs back, knocks the ball loose. He gets the steal, and he throws ahead to Michael Jordan. But here's Scottie Pippen once again, electrifying this crowd with his defense. The hard work to Scottie Pippen on that play, the glory to Michael Jordan. And don't believe Michael Jordan doesn't know it. Look at this, Scottie, thanks for being my sidekick.
Slices through, but doesn't hit. Michael to the hole. He doesn't do it as often, but he can still explode. Michael's baseline drive.
Now, I remember this all so well. The skip, the hop, and the boom.
See, I find the interesting thing, in this quarter, Michael Jordan has gotten a dunk and 3 layups. So he's gotten easy scores, and everything has been created by the frenetic Bulls defense led by Scottie Pippen.
Jordan into the lane. The Bulls by 5. And Michael with 20
to go.
This is the 167th playoff game of Jordan's career. To the hole, reverse, lost the foul. A burst of brilliance interrupting the point. This is the 161st time in 167 career playoff games that he scored at least 20, and many of them have been just gorgeous.
Isaiah, look what they've done, though. They see the Pacers overplaying. They stretch their offense out. They flash their center, a backdoor cut. That's what happens when you play against the Bulls. They make their adjustments, knowing if you're going to extend your defense, we'll bring our offense out and we'll play against your strength.
That McKee has missed in the playoffs.
Michael with room.
See, that's a 4-point swing. Instead of bringing it down to a 5-point game, it's pushed back out to 9.
Here's his next shot. It's going in, and he's going to the line.
See, that's what Dick Harder doesn't want from his defense the next 2.5 minutes.
Kukoc finds Jordan. Michael with the basket, but Kukoc made the play with a fine assist. Michael with 29.
Doug, this is why Michael Jordan doesn't want to play another game without Scottie Pippen. They fit like hand in glove. Jordan dominates offensively, and Pippen dominates the game defensively. You see, he only has 4 points, but Pippen has put his stamp on his game, so Jordan is allowed to roam free offensively.
Well, when you talk about Scottie Pippen, these are the unselfish things that he brings. And this is another reason why the Bulls are the champions. We knew Michael Jordan was going to work himself into his points. But the Bulls recognized that Mark Jackson was the key to their offensive production, whether it be taking away the post-up or initiating the offense. And Scottie Pippen has totally disrupted that. He will walk in the locker room, and yes, he has 4 points. He'll be the happiest man in there that his team won.
And 30 for Michael after that free throw.
Hey, Ron, nice game.
31.
To present Michael Jordan with his 5th NBA Most Valuable Player trophy.
First quarter, guarded by Reggie Miller, working his way in, and Michael Jordan with the finger roll gets his first basket.
The Pacers lead the Bulls 21-15 in the house tonight. Bill Russell, another 5-time MVP, showing his respect to Michael Jordan. And Bill, in your opinion, what makes Michael so good?
Well, first of all, he's extraordinarily talented, and he goes out and plays like he's Michael Jordan every night. That'll make you good.
Consistently good. Nobody knows more about defending NBA titles than you do. Should the Bulls be back together next year, and will Michael play?
I hope Michael plays. As whether the Bulls should be back together, I don't know. But I hope he plays, but that's very selfish of me because that's a decision he has to make on how he feels about himself and how he feels about playing. Obviously, he loves to play.
All right, thank you very much. Let's go back to Dick and Hubie.
guarded by Jordan. Pippen over to help with 8 on the shot clock. Chopped away by Jordan. And another steal. Michael had 5 in game 1. And Ron Harper, the basket. And the Chicago Bulls putting on another defensive clinic the last 2 minutes.
It doesn't sound easy. Well, all you got to do is cut down your turnovers from 26 to 13 or 15. Except the guys who are guarding you are pretty quick defensively with their hands.
Hit 21 steals all told Sunday. Jordan with a fake on Miller. And banks it in. He used Miller as a shield, and Michael Jordan now with 7. Posting up now against Chris Mullin. And Jordan with the line drive jumper has 11 points. He and Pippen 21 of the Bulls' 38 points and a 5-point Indiana lead. And the Pacers lead by 6. 1:39 remaining here in the first half. Jordan working in low against Miller with a turnaround. Nice play with that one.
Well, what I like what's happening is Scottie Pippen continues to leave either Antonio Davis or Dale Davis. And when that happens, something good has been happening for Indiana.
Here's Jordan. How many times have you seen him fall away and bank it in? He's got 15.
The Pippen on Mark Jackson early was somewhat negated. Yeah, they had a little success with a couple of turnovers, but basically Mark defeated it, got it down, and made things happen in transition.
Here's Michael Jordan. His time up, and he hits it. Michael Jordan with the basket from the corner. He had his foot on the line, and time runs out. Michael Jordan and Luke Longley will watch the foul situation as the big people for the Bulls have 3. Here is Jordan trying to get a basket off against the crowd and loops it high. That's 19.
Steve Kerr is in the game now to match up with Best.
Normally Randy Brown has had that task, but Kerr in there now. Rodman leaves it for Jordan, gets a screen from Rodman and hits. Michael Jordan with 22 points. The Bulls by 2. For the last shot of the third quarter. After being down by 7 at the half, and Michael Jordan, as he did in the late stages,
you have time here now
of the first half, getting the basket, and time runs out.
If he should foul out of the game, he can come in with another big guy or just move Rodman in there, but then he'll be giving size to Smith.
Smith with a fake on Whittington. Kukoc gets over. Gets it a steal by Michael Jordan. The MVP for a 5th time. Awarded before the game by Commissioner David Stern. Harper in the corner. Indiana trying for the upset and send the series back to Market Square Arena, all even at 1 apiece. Michael Jordan with a big turnaround. 37 points for Michael Jordan. And it's a 98-91 lead as the Bulls keep the Pacers at arm's length.
That's why he stepped over the line on that shot.
Under 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter. Jordan. And it goes for him. The Pacers are claiming there was offensive interference above the cylinder, but Michael Jordan has 39 points.
Teams have 3 timeouts and a 20.
Michael Jordan with a fall away. Oh, what a shot by Michael Jordan. And that may be the exclamation point for the Chicago Bulls. They're up by 7, under a minute to go. MVP, and the crowd chanting that now.
Watch how he loses his balance. He's going to lose his balance right here. His feet go out from under him right there. And he's able to recover, elevate, and put it down.
41 points for Michael Jordan, and that is his playoff high for this season. Bulls pressing the Pacers all over the floor. And Jackson fires away, misses a 3. Michael Jordan tears the ball away from every blue shirt. What an effort that was.
Well, you know, they're good. They're good at running down the clock.
Rodman fires it up and misses.
Just as I said, that was just a 3.
Well, that was Dennis. And that says it all. Time is going to run out, and the Chicago Bulls have defeated the Indiana Pacers with a big second half. Michael Jordan with 41 points. Scottie Pippen added 21.
Everybody says this is a great building in which to shoot. Soft rims, dark background. The officials are Dick Pavetta, Ronnie Garretson, and Bernie Fryer. Bad sign on the first possession. Pull up Michael. 2-0 Chicago. Michael is open. He's hit 2 of his first 3. Contact but no foul. Longley saves it to Pippen. It's a 3-on-1 with only Best back, and Pippen slams it in his face.
Oh, this was unbelievable by Scottie Pippen. He gives the ball up a little prematurely to Michael Jordan, right back, and look at Scottie Pippen with the wingspan and the long arm, and Travis Best, nothing he can do. He even tried to take the foul.
Michael from the head of the key. He's now hit 3 of 8 in the game. That was for Indiana. Rather than getting Jackson back in there when he wouldn't have to worry about Pippen, or forcing Phil Jackson to bring Pippen back off the bench. Here's Michael going to work as only he can. Jordan back the other way. Michael spinning, shooting, and hitting.
Right now, Chicago's going for blood.
The fast break here, Michael Jordan just overpowers really 4 Indiana Pacer defenders.
But extreme teamers are still involved in the '98 playoffs, counting Larry Bird as a coach.
And on that team, in my opinion, you had the greatest winners ever in the sport of basketball, with the exception of Bill Russell, and Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, and Magic Johnson.
Chicago still with 3 team fouls, so they're 2 away from the penalty. Here's Michael into the lane, dumping it off for Longley. Jordan cuts it to 4. Pacers by 5 after the 3. Michael cuts it to 3. But he can shoot. Seconds to shoot. It's Reggie, and it's Indiana by 8. Jordan off the dribble, deals out to Pippen for 3. Short. Kerr swings it to Michael. That one's there, and it's a 1-point game with 23.7 seconds. So theoretically, if the Pacers can protect the ball.
Got to block out. Look at Steve Kerr. Travis Best does not put his body on him, and it gives him a second shot, and Michael buries the 3.
Michael. Pippen. They're looking for the 3. Now it's Michael stumbling into the lane and drawing a foul with 12.2 on the clock.
So that's exactly what you want to do with that amount of time left on the clock. Look at Larry Bird again. He's playing against his own mentality when he looks at Michael Jordan. That's why the smile is there.
Yeah, because Larry would have done the same thing. He would have dribbled in there, thrown his body in there, and said, give me 2 free throws. He's done the same thing.
Yeah, 9 of 21, as you see, from the field.
Now, if Michael makes both of these, he misses. The one thing I do not have, I do not Smith throw the ball in. Big guys do not make good decisions in this situation. Get all the way down the floor if you're not going to take a timeout.
30 for Michael, and a 2-point game. They get it into Miller, just the man they want to get it to, and Harper fouls him hard. Michael, catch, shoot, can't cut it to 2. Pippen rebounds, 4 seconds on the clock. Pippen is going to slam it, but that's going to do it if they can get it in. And Indiana, sweating for it to the last second, wins game 3.
Let's see if the Bulls can win the turnover game as they did in game 1 and game 2.
The tip to Indiana. Pippen dishes to Michael. Let's go to Ahmad.
All right, thanks, Bob. Dennis Rodman, who normally when he doesn't start, keeps himself warm by riding an exercise bike or walking on a treadmill. He doesn't have either one of those here. He's been very stiff sitting on the bench. I asked him, would that layup hurt him? He said, obvious it will because I'm the same age as you are. He's actually a little younger than I am, Bob.
Jordan's shot is shoved back in his face. Michael Jordan asked for a 20-second timeout. And Michael appears to be bleeding in the area of his right eye, unless that was a bead of sweat. The block by Smits, the save by Mullen.
See, I think he got caught hit. He got hit right in the eye after the block. You see Smits come down, and as he extends, I think he gets hit right there.
Michael returns to the bench and immediately returns to the lineup. Here he comes.
You know, Michael always looks for things to get him going. He got off to a slow start, only 2 points. Of the first Bulls, 18 points. Actually, now they have scored 22. But he looks for these little things to get him going. He saw the side of his own blood. That's not a good sign for the Pacers.
The call is traveling on Antonio Davis prior to the contact. No foul. And now Michael, just 1 of 6. Not anymore. Jordan against Rose. 3 seconds to shoot. 2 in a row now for Michael.
I wouldn't take any chances.
Sometimes they won't demand it.
Michael starting to heat up after a slow start. Michael to answer. There it is.
Now Travis Best is guarding Jordan in the post.
Michael knows it. Michael knows it.
See, Reggie Miller came down and tried to double team, but it was too late. He had banked it off the glass already.
Pippen. Michael is open. Good start to the third quarter for Chicago. Michael takes him into the lane and hits it.
You got to go double team him. You can't let Reggie Miller stay down there alone.
Michael. Out to Burrell. And now Kukoc. Michael again. Number 23 has 23.
That's not fair. He drove baseline, pulled 4 guys to him, hung in the air till he found an open guy, then tracked the ball down and got it back and made the shot.
Defending Jordan, he's not backing away. He respects him, but he's going to compete against him. You're not going to get anything free on Jalen Rose.
Michael Jordan hit with the offensive foul. That's his 4th.
So you look at Jalen Rose, and he's not backing down. He's not conceding from Jordan. You watch him guarding him. He's going to take the shot. You know, out of the Fab Five at Michigan, you talk about Juwan Howard and Chris Webber, but this guy has a chance to be the true star.
McKee won't fall. Michael, fade away. Got it. Just a blink of the eye between the time he caught it, made the move, and released it.
His ability to fade back and create distance. His shot is almost impossible to block unless you come from behind.
McKee. 4 seconds on the shot clock. It'll be Michael, and it'll be Chicago by 3. Reggie Miller. Harper on him. Reggie on the move. Finds Best. Deals it out to McKee. And it's knocked out of bounds by Jordan, who comes over to get a piece of it with 6.4 on the clock.
Now Indiana runs a great set play here to free up Reggie Miller. Rodman or Kukoc must switch this, or Pippen, and then watch McKee, the inbounder, stepping back in.
Indiana has a timeout. They elect not to use it. McKee looking. Gets it in for Miller, batted away, grabbed by Pippen, and they have to foul him.
Harper and Reggie Miller.
This has been brewing since game 3. A miss.
And see, I can tell you what's going through Scottie Pippen's mind as a player. You're sitting there concentrating, and it's not butterflies that's in your stomach. It's a big whale that's swimming around in there.
Now, I'd put Antonio Davis on Rodman. Rodman too quick for Smits here. You don't want to give up a second shot.
Missed them both. Loose ball, out of bounds. Who's got it? Jump ball. Now Hugh Evans says, wait a minute. He motions Ronnie Nunn over and may overrule him, and he does. He overrules him and gives the ball to Indiana with 2.9 seconds.
Whoa, that's close. Man, that is really close. You know, we have the option to sit here and watch it from about 3 different replays. Now Indiana's getting their third chance here to try to win this game.
So I think you got to go back to Rick Smith, right into the hole. He's being guarded by Kukoc, and take your chances there.
If Indiana scores here, this series might very well go the limit. If they don't score, you have to think it's very likely that the Pacers will be finished Wednesday night in Chicago, where the Bulls are 27-2 in the playoffs over the last 2 years. So Kukoc is on Smits. Jordan is on Best. Harper's on Miller. McKee gets it in the middle for the win. It's there! 4/10 of a second.
Coming off that screen, you catch it, you square up, and you let it go. And the adrenaline that's going through your body right now, it's hard for you to really contain yourself. Look at his emotions. You don't know what to do because so much juice is going through your body. You're so happy. You see he's looking like he's ready to cry. And you look at Larry Bird, who's been there before. Nothing to it. I've done that about 20 times in my career. Come on back over here, fellas.
Yeah, but let me illustrate his stomach.
Well, that's an almost unbelievably placid demeanor, considering the fact that Market Square Arena is a complete madhouse.
Now, Michael Jordan likes to take it down into the post right here and seal his man and shoot the fadeaway J.
Kukoc to Michael at the buzzer. It spins out. It spins out. It has been almost 8 years since the Chicago Bulls, with Michael Jordan in the lineup, have lost 3 straight games.
Bob, what will the mindset be of Michael Jordan early? Will he look to have a dominant offensive first quarter?
It's Pippen who looks to go to the basket. And Miller is on Michael, who backs him down and hits off the glass.
Well, that was very easy that time. Reggie Miller was not able to hold his ground at all, and Michael really just dribbled him under the basket. No help at all.
Michael into the lane, and he scoops it up and in for his second basket from a new 24. And Michael will try again, and this time it's the result he wants.
He's gone to the same spot on the floor 3 times in a row.
Situation, the pressure's on you to win at home.
Pippen gets his own rebound. Michael wants a 3. Michael has a 3.
Bob, that's what I'm talking about. You let a guy, a scorer, get offered easy layups, and his game just expands.
Hoiberg now has to contend with Jordan. Which, as you see, is not a pleasant task. More than 12 minutes without a field goal. Michael Jordan. He has 15. Michael gets rid of it to Scotty, who banks it home. Jordan from Pippen. Sweet as you please. Michael finds long range into the hoop.
Chicago executing to perfection.
Shoves it back in his face. Here's a 3-on-1 break.
Kukoc loves to make these type of passes. You see him catch it quickly behind his back, catch Jackson turning, and look out, here he comes. 23 in white, MJ is in the house.
Harper gets it out. Tony knows what to do with it. Jackson's in the wrong place, and Michael slams it down on him. Worth another look.
Numbers are reversed there in a most unappealing way for the Pacers. 74-47, now 76, and he did.
Now you watch Jordan running really hard, and he said, come on, Ron, don't stop on me now. So he takes Davis out to the corner. I'm going to lure you to sleep, or I'm not thinking about doing anything. As the ball goes in the post, boom, I'm gone. Bam, there it is again.
Michael, turn around, off the glass.
When Michael's put a little X on the floor on that same spot, that's where he started the game, and it's like, I want to get to that spot tonight.
Rodman to Michael, an open three, and he has 27.
See, that's the beauty of the triangle. Once they get you down, then their tempo controls the game. They spread you out on the floor, they keep the spacing. You make mistakes because you overexert yourself defensively, and they start picking you apart.
And now they take it away again. Here's Michael to Cook, and the lead is 31.
Indiana is saying, what in the world has hit us tonight? 87-56. So as much doubt as we can put in the Pacers' mind, right now we're going to try to do that.
And also he is 2 points from 35,000.
Here is Michael. Throwing one up on the run, and it's another thing of beauty. 35,000 career points, regular and postseason combined.
And he and Jordan had underneath.
That's it for Antonio Davis with fouls, and it's it for Michael Jordan as well with 4:48 remaining. And he retires for the evening with 29 points.
Game, very business-like attitude. Michael Jordan told me that this game is all about closure. Now, Bob, you mentioned the things in our opening about if they win tonight, they have a longer rest period. If they lose, they Game 7. Michael told me that it is not about anything about that. It is about right here and right now. He says they're the defending NBA champions, and every now and then you got to prove that. Tonight will be one of those nights. Let's go down to Jim Gray.
All right, thank you very much, Ahmad. Well, I spoke to Larry Bird, and he is very disappointed with his team and the way they played in Game 5. He said they lacked effort. He said he's not going to tolerate that at all tonight. He went on to say that he feels that the Bulls are going to come in here very, very confident because of that performance. He concluding, we've got to beat the Bulls not twice, but 4 times. I derive absolutely no moral victories or any personal satisfaction in losing 4 games to 2. It means nothing to me. I hope my team understands that. Bob?
Jim thanks, and we're underway. Driving. Misses the reverse. Jordan has it.
Another offensive rebound.
Jackson's floater swatted away by Kukoc. Here goes Jordan. Mullen founds him. Michael hits it anyway, and will get the free throw.
How about that concentration by Michael Jordan? The breakaway, Chris Mullen really didn't want to let him score here, but if you're going to take this kind of foul on Michael, you've got to grab his right arm. And what Chris did, he reaches in and he hits him on the head. Look at the concentration. He keeps his eyes on the target. The greatness, he's always thinking 3 instead of 2. Some post defense, whether it's Michael or Scotty.
Here is Michael with the jumper. 2 defenders on him. Soft touch. He gets the roll.
It's right here. Long pass, and as they back away from him, he steps up and nails the 3.
Michael tongue wagging into the lane. Hits the jumper. Chicago ball. Trailing by only 3. Jordan looks to cut it to 1 as he splits 2 defenders and does what seemingly only he can.
You watch Jordan in the post. He'll be patient. He reads the double team, gives the fake. Both defenders go for it. The nice up and under.
And his shooting woes continue. That was a true brick. I can't remember the last time I saw Chris Mullen shoot like this in a stretch of games. We all remember seeing Michael Jordan do that night after night. Chicago, with 11 straight points, has turned a 10-point deficit into a 1-point lead. Miller trying to guard Jordan, but can't.
That's unbelievable. He faked and had no offensive rhythm at all and still faded back over 2 players and hit that shot.
Another Jordan jumper, and the same result. As he continues to sizzle, it's Jordan, quick turnaround. Michael Jordan gives Chicago the lead and gives himself 25 points.
And you see Jordan wearing that right side of the court out. The shots that he's made this quarter, most of them will come from that right side.
Miller in the lane. Tried to put it up with the left hand, and now the outlet pass is intercepted by Jordan. Here's Longley driving to the hoop, completing it, and coming to the line. Michael turns, fires, and cuts the lead to 1.
2 offensive rebounds on that possession.
Jordan spins by Rose. No basket, offensive foul. 3 on MJ. Scottie Pippen got into the passing lane and picked it off. The Bulls can tie with a basket here.
Best is playing him. They're going to double team. You're going to pick up the cutter.
The cutter was Harper, and MJ certainly picked him up.
And to defend this play, Michael Jordan without fouling.
Michael misses it. Loose ball. Out of bounds to Indiana. Traffic out there.
Well, Michael Jordan now is on Reggie Miller. Best on Kerr. He can beat him off the dribble.
So that changes things.
He's dribbling it too much.
He goes to the basket and hits on the run. He's got his own ideas. Larry Bird, the demeanor we've come to expect. The rest of the place is nuts. That's the guy to watch. He stumbles and loses it. McKee has it. The Pacers and the Bulls will take it to the limit. For the first time since the conference semifinals in 1992, Michael Jordan's Bulls, we're not counting when he was gone all of 94.
The officials are not going to call the call on him because he has that reputation.
Well, you could see that he put his right arm down and gave Michael a push, and he lost his balance. Interestingly enough, both finishes we've had, games 4 and 6 here, have ended with a controversial no call.
And you watch Bird's reaction right here. Again, been there, done that. We got a game 7. Congratulations, guys.
All right, thanks, Bob. Before the last game, I told you the whole thing about the Bulls is about closure. It didn't happen. Today, there's a lot of concern in that Bulls locker room, and mainly because of the uncertainty. Like you reported earlier, Michael Jordan told me he's only been in this situation 3 times, only 1 time successfully, which makes him feel uneasy. He also said he's feeling a lot of pressure, not so much on how he'll play, but if the Bulls will rise to the occasion. They don't have to wait long because the game is about to begin. But before that, let's go down to Jim Gray.
All right, thank you very much, Ahmad. Well, Larry Bird told his team to wear their uniforms to the game. He wanted them to focus early. Then when they got here, he gave a very emotional and personal speech. He told them, guys, believe in yourselves. Believe in your dreams. We can win this whole thing. He then went on to tell them of the 1981 Celtics and his first title and the parade that the team had and what it felt like to have a whole city salute you. He said, guys, it can all be yours. I believe in you. Believe in yourselves. Mark Jackson, Jalen Rose, and a lot of the guys told me it really got to them. Bob?
Jim, thanks a lot. The last time a road team won a 7th game as late as the conference finals or finals, the Philadelphia 76ers against Bird's Celtics at Boston Garden in 1982. One of 2 7th games that Larry Bird lost in 8 tries. His Celtics won 6 of 8 7th games. Kukoc. Short. Rebound to Jordan. His first shot is a putback. Puts it on the floor against McKee, and the fadeaway is good. Only his 2nd field goal. Jordan back the other way. It's Kerr. His 3 is there. Jordan splits the defense and ties the game with his 3rd foul.
The importance of that Pacer bench. Michael Jordan, nobody blocks him out. The best player in the NBA. He follows his shot up and gets the 3-point play.
Jordan to the hoop, then dishes it out to Pippen. Cross-court Kerr, open 3. Got it! Michael in the lane. The Bulls by 5. And Jordan into double figures with 11.
You just got to be aggressive. You got to keep going at him. Hey, there's 2 minutes and 51 seconds left in this quarter. Finish quarter strong. Come on, let's go.
Bob, I'm ready to play. Put me in.
Jordan putting the moves on McKee and putting the ball in the basket. Now around Smits. It comes up short. He gets his own rebound. He tries again, and this time gets the result he's looking for. Here is Jordan to Kukoc, who's been on fire and stays that way. 21 for Kukoc.
Ahmad Rashad back at the United Center. Now, the man that we're going to take a look at, his name is Gus Lett. He is Michael Jordan's confidant, his friend, and his father figure. Michael told me that since the passing of his father, Gus Lett has been the man that has stepped up into that role. Gus has been battling cancer, hasn't been out to come in games. But tonight he came, surprised Michael for a lift, and it's a lift for Michael just to see Gus here, and hopefully it will have something to do with the outcome of the way Michael plays in this game. But whatever happens in the game, we're all happy to see Gus here at the game. Bob?
Sure are, Ahmad. The Bulls playing for a 6th title. Pacers playing for a first ever trip to the finals. 7 misses in a row for Jordan, but not 8.
Offensive rebound. You play the great initial defense. Remember what the first half was about, 15-1 on the offensive board.
We'll see what happens tonight. Jordan to the hoop. And he'll come to the foul line after an explosion to the basket. He can't do that as often as he once did. He can't do it throughout the game. But when he needs to, the explosion is there.
Bulls get Rick Smits involved in pick and roll. He can't jump out there to stop it. The Bulls know it. Look, he can't move his feet. He opens up, and he ushers Michael right to the basket.
Coming over with help. 5 on the shot clock. Michael dumps it off to an open Longley. And the Bulls have a little bit of breathing room. Driving, throws up a little hook. It bounces home, plus a foul.
Reggie Miller right here got caught up on the screen, and he pushed Antonio Davis into a foul.
And Davis has fouled out. Pippen trying to take the lead to 5, which he cannot do. But Jordan out-battles 2 Pacers for the rebound. And now he'll take some time off the clock. 48 seconds from a rematch with the Jazz. But if the Pacers go here, they have not gone quietly. Jordan. Longley beats the shot clock. Rebound to McKee. Indiana still with a chance. Jackson. McKee out near midcourt. McKee for 3. It's long. And Michael is there, as he so often is, with whatever it takes. 12 seconds. Harper in the front court. 10 seconds. Miller reaches in and fouls him with 8.9. Reggie Miller once scored 8 points in 8.9 seconds in a playoff game at Madison Square Garden. They're down 5 with 8.6 on the clock now. They restored a few tenths of a second during the timeout. McKee looks to get it in. Reggie running off screens, but it's Smits with a quick turnaround and miss. Dale Davis can't hit the tip. Longley has it, protects the ball, and on to the finals. For the 6th time in 8 years, go the Chicago Bulls.
All right, thanks, Bob. Michael, in all the championship runs, I don't think that you have had as much concern over a victory than you did tonight.
Hey, man, this team is real tough, as you can see. I mean, we had to fight for everything that we got, and You know, we had some key plays from Judge Bushler. The Judge came in and gave us some great minutes. Steve Kerr got us back in the game in the first half, and I think that's where we really, you know, momentum-wise, started to pick things up. When we first came out, I could sense everybody was a little nervous, a little tense. But somehow when we got back in the ball game, we knew we were in a fight, but we knew we had a chance too.
One of the big keys in this game, like you're saying, you were saying we was very strong this evening.
It is a we. It's not one individual. I know, you know, everybody maybe sometimes sit back and wait for me to do it. But today, everybody had to step forward. You know, this team played a heck of a game defense on me, and you know, everybody had to step up and expand the defense. And Steve Kerr really did a good job with that, and Luke and Tony Kukoc.
Now the pressure is not off because this isn't the goal. The goal is in the next round.
Yeah, but we had to get to the round, so it was a hard fight, 7-game series, and you know, Utah's back there waiting for us, and they got the home court advantage this year, and it's going to be even tougher. So I mean, I think a day off will give us a chance to clear our minds and put what's happened behind us and focus on what's in front of us.
Bulls have lost 4 of their last 5 road games in the finals. But their one victory in that string was a huge one, Game 5 here, to take a 3-2 lead back to Chicago a year ago. The officials are Steve Javie, Ron Garretson, and Bennett Salvatore. For a man so big and strong, Malone runs the floor so well, even as he approaches age 35. Jordan hands the turnaround over Hornacek.
How can advance the ball for fast break opportunities?
Michael, turnaround, sandwiched by 2 defenders, count the basket, plus the foul. Listen to this crowd at the Delta Center. Jordan quiets it just a bit. The chant is beat the Bulls, beat the Bulls. But first, you have to stop Michael Jordan.
Never seen Chicago miss so many wide open and easy layups.
But how about that one? As Jordan whirls through the defense, like by conferences, like they do by leagues in baseball, he'd be a 7-time scoring champion. Jordan, quick catch and shoot. 15 for Michael.
But it's not at all.
Michael, single coverage. And that's what happens.
Same spot, same dance, same music.
As they go to the man with the hot hand. Again, single coverage by Anderson. Hornacek comes over. Michael with the up and under. Count it, and he'll come to the line with a chance to reach 20 points in the first half. 3 is no good. Rodman with board position. Michael hits the open 3 and matches the number on his uniform with 23 points.
A minute.
Jordan. Hornacek up on him. With the left hand, he leans into the lane and tosses it home.
Now they have an illegal defense. That should be illegal offense.
Utah by 7. Michael, good look, and he puts it down. And Longley clears the boards. Jordan from 20, good again.
Now when Jordan shot that shot, he turned around and made a little sound and just said, woo. I think he's in a rhythm right now because he shot that one right through the net.
If you do get the ball out of his hands, chances are you're going to give them a look at a 3-point shot.
I say you got to get it out of Michael Jordan's hands. He's beat you time and time again. Make someone else beat you and live with it.
Michael wearing a smile as he heads toward the end line. He lives for moments like this. He's the guy who's going to throw it in, but you can bet it won't be the last time he touches it. Coach Pippen Kerr out on the floor with him. It's Scotty back to Michael. Russell's on him. Around a Longley screen. Michael dishes to Longley. Up with the shot to tie the game. Timeout Utah with 14.3 seconds, even at 79. Into Hornacek. Now it's Stockton. Out of the corner for the win. Bounces off, no good. And it's overtime in game 1.
When Michael wants that basketball back again.
Pippen flips it to him. Turnaround fadeaway. Got it. 33.
That's amazing. What this man can do under pressure.
Chicago doesn't have to foul because of the overlap. It's Stockton on the run, and it's Utah by 4. Chicago uses its last timeout with 9.3 seconds remaining. Going to get it in. Jordan back to Kukoc. They need a 3, and Kukoc delivers it with 5.4 seconds, bringing them to within 1 and allowing them to foul. They immediately grab Russell. Jordan does it. Shakes his hand to indicate it was unintentional, rather strategic. 3-point lead. Kukoc. Down to Michael with Russell on him. He tips it to Pippen. Can he beat the horn? He can. But he misses it. And game 1 goes to Utah in overtime. A game they had to sweat to win with their best player having a subpar night. Hornacek on Michael. Fade away. Ties it at 2. Lost control of it. Back tap to Michael. His floater gives Chicago a 6-4 lead. Jordan. His 3rd field goal. And the Bulls are back to within 1. Side to Harper. Now Michael baseline. And he starts the same way he began game 1. Stockton on Kerr. Kukoc open. Passes up the 3 to find Jordan beneath the hoop.
See, Jordan caught Stockton on the screen and made him switch and went right to the rim, and Kukoc found him for the easy layup. Keeper in the post.
Long lead to the cutting Jordan. Kukoc off the dribble, finds Harper in the corner. Now it's Michael, double pumps and connects. 16 for him.
Got to chase Kukoc out on the floor and on the perimeter.
Foster's back in. Here he is guarding Kukoc. Ostertag has gone out. Kukoc on the run. Air ball. Jordan there to clean up the mess. And a post up on Hornacek. Spins around him. 2 Jazz defenders surrounded him, and they take the ball away. Hornacek throws it right to Rodman, and Jordan is all alone, and he saunters in.
How about Dennis Rodman? Before he even touched the basketball, he knew Jordan was down court, and he just touched it real quick and flipped it back.
Behind the Rodman screen, he overshoots a 3, but Jordan grabs it and slams it.
Just the power of Michael Jordan. Hornacek was trying so hard to block him off the glass, Isaiah, and he just sort of pushed him to the side for the second shot.
All the pressure is on you right now.
Hornacek is on Jordan. Michael double pumps and hits off the glass to Michael with the shot clock winding down against Hornacek. Michael's going to do it. 2 defenders, a whistle, count the basket, plus the foul as Jerry Sloan contends from the bench that Michael traveled. It's the 4th foul on Hornacek. Now, how can you guard a guy any tighter than this? You got 2 defenders over there. You make him take the shot you really want him to take, and he just hits it.
See, Bob, Michael Jordan understands right now that it's time. It's time to put on the push right now, and he's going after it right now. And can Utah stop the adrenaline and the push that Jordan is getting ready to exert in this game?
Comes over. Michael into the lane, left hand, got it! Taking this game over now. Michael behind a Rodman screen. Russell fights it off. Jordan forces the shot and misses it. Utah can tie it. It's Stockton. Hornacek for 3. Utah has the lead. Kerr has to guard him. Stockton gets by him, but his pass is intercepted by Kukoc. Kerr, pull up 3. No! Got his own rebound. Michael hits it, and Chicago reclaims the lead. There's a foul as well. What a sequence. Michael Jordan has taken 33 shots to score 34 points, 14 of 33 from the field, and has 35 points. That ices it.
See, I believe you win with guards, and Chicago's guards have totally dominated this game tonight.
Here's another determining factor. Utah 20 turnovers to Chicago's 7. 37 for Michael. Stockton from half court. Chicago comes into Salt Lake City, weary or not, and gets out with a split.
We were just trying to get one win. You know, we played extremely well the first game, and it was just a matter of executing down the stretch, and I'm pretty sure they realized that. They wanted to come out and play better. It was pressure on them to come out and play a lot better. We know we didn't play particularly well, and we had an opportunity to win game 1. Tonight we came out, you know, we got in the same situation in the fourth quarter, and we basically executed, went to the free throw line, knocked their free throws down, and defensively we held tough.
When you talk about game-to-game adjustments, you guys seem to make the adjustments tonight, or was it just better overall play?
I think it was better overall play. We had a feeler in terms of what they wanted to do, and you know, defensively, I think we stayed solid, and we really didn't let the screen and roll hurt us as much as they normally do. And you know, I think we pounded the boards very well.
Improve your confidence going into game 3?
Our confidence has been very strong. I think you know, the pressure is really not on us, and it's on them. Now the pressure may shift to us because we're going back home, and we have to defend our home court. And you know, we got to go back and play well.
All right, congratulations, man.
Spins around Hornacek and hits off the glass. 21. Michael got Anderson into the air, but doesn't unleash the shot. Now
he flopped on that one.
Jordan at the other end gets the 2 for Chicago. What a bad turn of events for Utah, struggling as it. Jordan into the lane. And he gets the roll. And finding him. Spins on Hornacek to the left hand. An absolute beauty.
Now Jordan went from side to side.
Jordan to the hole. Wrapped up by Ostertag, and somehow, some way, he scores.
See, faked Hornacek right. Took him left to the baseline. Hornacek taking away that right hand of Jordan, gives him the fake. Now he gives him the sweep underneath. Ostertag doesn't give him a good, hard enough foul. So you got to grab that right hand. Don't let him get the shot off.
Here's a man 7'2" and 280 trying to wrap you up, and somehow you have the strength and the body control to get off a reasonable shot. And Utah just can't cut in to this 20-point deficit. Make it 22 now. Michael the assist. Harper the slam.
And then rest.
Jordan takes it upon himself and builds the lead to 26.
And then look.
He talked about icing his knees for the entire fourth quarter. That's what he can do if he's content with just 24 points.
And 24 points and only 14 shots today. That tells you how efficient his offense was.
Jordan, Harper, Pippen, Kukoc, all enjoying it from a ringside seat. Wennington, the only Bull who hasn't scored, so let him do it. Well, the evening is complete. Every I has been dotted, every T has been crossed. Vaughn at the buzzer. A total humiliation for the Utah Jazz. Beaten by 42 and held to the lowest scoring output in the history of the NBA. Chicago leads the series 2-1, but somehow it seems like more than that.
One thing that you guaranteed before this whole series started was that you were going to have fun. And tonight it looked like you did have a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think everybody had a good time. I think we came out, we played hard. You know, the game kind of got lopsided, which is kind of unexpected. We didn't really expect to win this easily, but we put a lot of good effort out there on the basketball court, and you know, the result was that we could relax a little bit in the fourth quarter, and you can see a lot of guys really enjoying themselves.
How is it that you turned up the defensive end so strong tonight?
We got a good feel in terms of what they're running, you know, and our defense, once we have a good feel, and we can aggressively start to attack them a little bit. And you know, early on in the first quarter, we were probably just observing some of their adjustments, and then once we got a feel for their adjustments, then we begin to become aggressive.
First foul. Jordan from 20 gives it up instead to Harper, gets it back and lays it in.
As you saw the quickness of Pippen,
Jordan ties the game. Right to Michael. Around Hornacek with the scoop.
Bob, he is so powerful inside. He just punishes you.
Shandon Anderson with the block on Michael Jordan. Pippen's turnaround. Misses it badly. It comes to Michael, and he finishes it. On a fair share of it. From 20, it's Michael. Finally finding the range on his jumper, which hasn't been there for the most part in this first half. Kukoc for Michael against Russell. Up and under, and 2 to end the half, as only he can. Pippen to Michael, spins into the lane and slams it.
Jordan wants it in the low post against Hornacek.
He's got it. And he's got the hoop. 23 for him.
Set the pick and roll screen.
Michael ready to work. Got it. Remember, he was able to rest the entire fourth quarter of game 3, then had 2 days off. There was a... Michael gets the lead back for Chicago. Anderson, who's done a good job defensively on Jordan. Michael tests him again, and this time gets the hoop. Remember, Anderson's playing with 5 fouls. Jordan, Anderson leaning on him. Michael spins and scores.
Bob, you got to run at him right now.
Now they just play out the final seconds. Hits a 3 at the buzzer. It counts. And Chicago wins it by 4. But whether it's by 4 or by 42, they have won them both at the United Center. Games 3 and 4. And they're poised to finish Utah off on Friday night. Quarter. Tied at 16. Jordan. There's his first field goal. Jordan just 1 of 6 from the floor. Changes that a bit. 5 on the 24 as Pippen backs away. It'll be Michael to beat the shot clock. And hit it.
Isaiah, that's what you talked about. Michael, 2 field goals in a row. If Jerry Sloan feels a spurt, he's got to use his timeouts wisely tonight.
Anderson's got Michael. Pippen with 6 on the shot clock. Michael baseline fadeaway. High archer, good. A beautiful rainbow.
A timeout. Was it a foul? He said, no, that's a bad foul. As we watch Michael Jordan go in, fouled by Shandon Anderson. He said, that's a bad call. I didn't even get a good shot in.
Body on Chicago every time they move.
Michael again. Got it. Plus the foul. Carr is on Michael. Jumper over it.
No answer.
Michael given a little room by Russell. Drives on it. To the hoop. And he's got 20. Jordan just 1 of 6 in this fourth quarter. That won't stop him, though. He was fouled, and he'll come to the line. Michael's 8 of 9 at the line tonight. Two-point game. Just moments ago, it was 7. Malone from Stockton. Malone, 39 points, and personally pushing this series back toward Utah.
Before you were going to need a 3. They could throw the ball in, you could take a foul, and basically the game would be over. Now you got to be concerned. First of all, you know the Bulls are going to try to get the ball to Michael Jordan or Kukoc. You don't want to give up a three, but at the same time, you don't want to foul here either. So you've got to try to contest the shot without fouling, and under no circumstances do you give up a three-point shot. A three beats you, a two only ties you.
Into Jordan, a prayer. We go to Utah. Rip up the headlines. It is very much a series.
Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Dallas Center for game number 6 of the NBA Finals. With the Chicago Bulls and our Utah Jazz.
Hornacek is now 18 for 46 in the series. Jordan, there's his first field goal. Jordan for three, got it. Jordan over Russell. Tied at 22 with
Ahmad Rashad back at the Delta Center, and early on, Scottie Pippen re-injured his back on that dunk shot that he had just at the beginning of the game. He has been in the locker room for the past 5 or 6 minutes trying to stretch that back out. He has both doctors in there. They're just trying to see what they can do to get him ready to play. And if anything else happens, I will be here to report it to you.
The glass. Jordan wheels inside around Anderson, and again, it's a two-point game. Jordan, daylight for three. 13 for Michael. Utah by 1. Michael springs free and takes the lob from Kukoc.
Great roll off for Russell. Faked up and spent off him. Kukoc put it right there for the easy lay-in.
Jordan for three. And there's his answer. Russell's first basket. Here's Michael. He's got 21.
I'm watching Jordan, and he's in such a nice rhythm offensively.
Jordan's the guy they want, even more so than usual, and that's why. Jordan pulls up and connects. Here's Pippen. The bad back makes Hornacek's assignment on him a whole lot easier. Left alone, he doesn't take the three. Michael, fade away.
See, if I'm Hornacek, I make Pippen make one of those shots.
Jordan against Anderson. He's still Michael Jordan. Whatever he has lost, through fatigue, through age, through whatever, has only brought him somewhat back to the field. He still leads the field. Jordan with the jumper. And with 37 points, Pippen into Jordan. Michael working on Russell. Brings them to within 1.
They scored within 4 seconds there. That's how quickly that changes now. Now it puts the pressure on the Jazz to score once again.
Jordan with 43. Malone is doubled. They swat at it and steal it. Here comes Chicago. 17 seconds. 17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan open. Chicago with the lead. Timeout, Utah. 5.2 seconds left. Michael Jordan running on fumes with 45 points.
This was really the play that hurt Isaiah because they scored so quickly. Michael got in there and scored within 4 seconds. And what happened was Michael doubled back. You're going to see he's in the play. Look where Hornacek is setting the screen. Michael never clears, so Malone doesn't see him. He comes from the blind side and strips him. So 3 crucial plays here by Michael Jordan now as he gets Brian Russell with a quick crossover. Look at Brian Russell slips, and Michael pulls up and buries the shot to give him a 1-point lead.
That may have been, who knows what will unfold in the next several months, but that may have been the last shot Michael Jordan will ever take in the NBA.
Watch Jordan's left hand here as he gives Russell the push. The referee can't see that. Jordan frees himself up for a clean look. The greatest thing about Jordan is he has all the tricks. That's why it's so difficult to guard him.
Stockton. Harper's on him. Behind the screen. Harper got a piece of it. It comes off. The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship, and it's their 2nd three-peat. When you lose by this narrow margin, speaking of the Utah Jazz, there are so many things to look back on. But the Howard Isley 3 that was taken away in the first half will eat at them all summer long. Jackson and Jordan, perhaps for the last time. Statistically, especially in terms of shooting percentage, Michael Jordan has had better games. But when you consider at age 35, the games he's played this year, the grinding minutes he's played, and Scottie Pippen being all but incapacitated tonight, and the fact that they're on the road, and the fact that the odds would shift to Utah's favor for a Game 7, yes, MJ rose again. Michael Jordan is as great a competitor as sports has ever seen. He also has an uncanny sense of theater. And as he makes his decision, he'll think about the fact that he could not ask for a better punctuation than this. He accepts a victory cigar from Jerry Reinsdorf to not only hit the winning basket, but have it be the last shot he takes this season, maybe the last he'll ever take in a Chicago Bulls uniform, to win the game and the championship by a point.
Big surprise, 6 championships, 6 MVPs. Michael Jordan, get over here. You grace us with your presence. You've contributed mightily to our league. And tonight you gave one of the singular performances in the history of the NBA Finals. Thank you and congratulations, 1998 NBA Finals MVP, Michael Jordan.
Michael, you have won this award before, but somehow I have the feeling that this one is more special than all of them.
Well, let me say hello to my wife and my kids at home, because they desperately wanted to come. I didn't want them to come here today because I wanted to focus on the game, but I wish they were here to help me celebrate. I know they're there cheering, and I can't wait to get home. But to the Utah fans, you guys are a tough bunch to play in front of. You guys came out with a lot of loyalty and respect for your team. You made it really tough for us. We really, after losing Game 5 in Chicago, a couple of us dread coming back to Utah because we had to deal with the fans because of the energy that they bring to the game. But we had no choice, so we had to come in and play our best, and you guys made it a very competitive finals, and you know, it's very worthy to win this, and I think of all the championships that we've won, this is the toughest.
All right, I've asked everybody if they're all going to come around to try to do this again. One more time?
I would love for that to happen. I think that's something that's got to have to be determined over the summer.
Michael, few people in the world face retirement with so many others caring about the decision that he makes. You mean so much to so many people, to the league, to the other players, to the networks, even to the economy. How do you make the right decision for Michael Jordan, the human being, independent of all of the other people and forces that are tugging on you?
You know, it's a gut feeling. You know, it's just a feeling that I have. You know, when I walked away the first time, it was a feeling. It wasn't something someone told me. When I came back, it was a feeling. You know, if and when that time comes where I got to walk away, I hope that because I walked away, no one look at me any less. You know, and sure, the economy may take a different turn, but I would advise you to invest wisely. And you know, my life has to continue. You know, hopefully I'll put enough memories out there for everybody to at least have some thoughts about what Michael Jordan did in his 13 years or 14 years or whatever it takes, and put some comparisons up there for kids to follow and compare themselves and reach, you know, and that's a part of the challenge. And you know, I have another life, and I know I have to get to it, you know, at some point in time, and hopefully the fans and the people understand that.
So, 10 scoring titles, 6 NBA titles, 5 MVPs, and now 2 retirement speeches.
I am here to announce my retirement from the game of basketball. It won't be another announcement to baseball or anything to that nature. I think everyone has their own reasonings. There's been a lot of speculations in terms of why. I'm pretty sure I get to that point once you guys get the opportunity to ask questions. But I want to say thank you to both of the gentlemen here, Mr. Stern and Mr. Reinsdorf, for presenting me with the opportunity to play the game of basketball, and certainly giving me an opportunity to come to Chicago and meet my beautiful wife and build a family here, and my family in North Carolina, a lot of my friends who have come up to support this day and support me, who have always supported me once I stepped on the basketball court, and even when I didn't play on the basketball court. I want to say thanks to both of those gentlemen, and to all the fans in Chicago for allowing me to come here, and they have adapted me to be one of theirs, and in response, I've tried to step on the basketball court and get rid of the gangster mentality that Chicago was known for a long time. And I think successfully myself and my teammates and the whole organization has made an effort to change the perspective about Chicago, and we are hopefully going to be known as a championship city, and I hope it continues on even when Michael Jordan's not in uniform. I will support Chicago Bulls. I think the game itself is a lot bigger than Michael Jordan. I've been given an opportunity by people before me, to name a few: Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Dr. J, Elgin Baylor, Jerry West. These guys have, played the game way before Michael Jordan was born. And Michael Jordan came on the heels of all that activity, and with Mr. Stern and what he's done for the league, and gave me an opportunity to play the game of basketball. And I played it to the best that I could play it, and tried to enhance the game itself. I've tried to be the best basketball player I could be, and next thing you know, here we are as a league. And I think the league is going to continue on, although we've had our troubles over the last 6 months. I think that's a reality check for all of us, that it is a business, but yet it's still fun. It's still a game, and the game will continue on. Unfortunately, my mother and my family, my brothers and sisters could not be here, but as you see me, you see them. My father, my mother, and certainly my brothers and sisters. So they are here through me, and they once, along with myself, said thank you for taking me in and showing me the respect and certainly the gratitude that you have shown me over the years that I've been here. I will be in Chicago for my career, hopefully, for the rest of my life. My wife won't allow me to move nowhere else. So I will be in Chicago, and I will support Chicago teams. And that's all I really truly had to say. I thought about saying just 2 words, I'm gone, but I figured I owe the fans and certainly the media a little bit more than that. So.
And someday, Michael, the White Sox might retire 45. And to my leader, David Stern, the truth is that for what Michael has meant to the NBA, this number could very well be retired in every arena in the league. Certainly, we in Chicago think that anybody who wears number 23 with a basketball uniform would look like a pretender. Finally, Michael, I have one thing to present to you. For the last season, for the last game, for the last shot, I would like to present to you the 1998 World's Championship ring, which certainly means a lot to all of us.
You compare the reasons for your retirement, feeling about it, to the last time you retired, and why you're so certain this role in it for you.
Well, it's very similar.
Mentally, I'm exhausted. I don't feel I have a challenge. Physically, I feel great. The last time in '83, I had other agendas. You know, I knew I wanted to play baseball, and I felt that at my age, it was a good opportunity, time to do it. And you know, with the death of my father, and I was basically trying to deal with that. And this time, I'm at peace with a lot of those things. I know, you know, from a career standpoint, I've accomplished everything I could as an individual. And right now, I don't have the mental challenges that I've had in the past to proceed as a basketball player. Sure, I'm pretty sure people say, well, it's a lot of different challenges that could evolve. And you know, for me, to start something and then in the middle of the season lose interest and lose my motivation, it's unfair to the people that I'm working with and working for and to the fans. So I alleviated that opportunity by saying, you know, this is a perfect time for me to walk away from the game, and I'm at peace with that. And
Michael, two questions. The first one, I want you to tell me whether the second three-peat was more precious than the first. And second question is, are you leaving with absolutely no more desire to play?
Lacey, you're great. I like you, Lacey. The second three-peat, by far, is the one that you have to cherish the most because it's the hardest. I felt it was the hardest to achieve. You know, especially when the team was dismantled to some degree and then brought back with different talent, players from programs that never really experienced with the expectations that we had experienced with here in Chicago, and and I felt it was harder. And we overcame that, and we won 3 in a row. So I would say that's better than the first 3. Now, which team is better? I would think the first team is the better of the second team that won 3 in a row. But it was definitely harder to win the second 3 in a row than the first 3. In terms of desire is always going to be there. If the desire is not there, the love was never there. But I have to make a judgment in terms of the desire. All the time I step on the basketball court, not 1/4 of the time, but every time I step on the basketball court. And I can't honestly say that's going to be there every time I step into this building for 82 games or 100 and some games that we play in the course of the year. And I've always been sure about that, and now I'm unsure about that. So with that doubt, I choose to make my own decisions about retirement.
Michael, is this a true story that you came back? One reason that you came back was because your son Jeffrey told you that Shaquille O'Neal was the greatest basketball player. And if it is true, if you have another child, might you come back again?
No, that's not true, but my middle kid loves Dennis Rodman. He wants red hair, so I mean, I don't think that's going to drive me back, but that is not a true statement. And I'm not against my kids idolizing other people, because that means they see me as their father, and they really don't see me as a basketball player. And that means my wife and I doing our jobs in terms of being the great parent that we have to be. So if they see other players as being, their idols, I don't have a problem with that. Just no red hair in my household.
Michael, 2 questions like Lacey. Is there a record that you wish you could get that you can't get now that you're not playing? And 2, are you worried about the spirit of the young players in the game?
No, it's not a record that I didn't get that I would love to have gotten. I mean, I'm pretty sure people would say I'd like to lead score the most points in the history of the game, but that I'd rather give up that to get 6 titles, so it's a compensation there. In terms of the youth of the game, I think that we really have to be very patient with them and apply more guidance to them to still enjoy the game and play the game with a lot of energy. The unfortunate thing, either myself or some of the other players before me has brought more to focus is the financial aspect of the game. I think that's going to have to dissipate a little bit and get more back to the love of the game. The love of the game is what you do on the basketball court. And I'm pretty sure that David wants that to happen. I'm pretty sure every owner wants that to happen. But no matter what happens, in this business of basketball, if you didn't get paid a dime, you still would play the game of basketball somewhere. And that love has to be illustrated in the way that you play the game and the way that you carry yourself on and off the court.
From college all the way to that last shot against the Jazz in Game 6 last June, could you perhaps point out one or two of them that really stick out in your mind that just stands above the rest?
Well, the first shot, first and last shot, those are two that you just can't erase because it started and ended my career to some degree. The year we got past the Pistons, because I was getting over the hump. You know, we got to the hump, but we never really could get over the hump. I think the year that we beat Cleveland, when no one thought we could beat Cleveland, and I think that gave the city, or got the city behind the Chicago Bulls, that if you put your mind to something, you can accomplish what you believe in. And a lot of people didn't give us a chance. And we went out and we beat Cleveland. And I think that showed to the public here in Chicago that, you know, either you're with us or not. We got to make a change here in the Chicago Bulls organization. And you know, we're going to have to do it with the belief starting within and then hopefully extending outside of that. And I think that was a major step into that whole thought process.
You've been able to transcend geographical, racial, social barriers. With your stature and respect, do you go into seclusion now, or do you try to maybe solve some of the world's problems?
Well, it's two big no's. I don't think I can go in seclusion. And certainly I can't solve the world's problems. There's a lot of problems out there. There's a lot of things that I can lend my support to, and I will do that. Seclusion is, you know, for me, will back away from the public eye to some degree. Still have obligations with endorsements that will require me to be in the public's forefront for a little while. But so, you know, I would be hopefully I'll be on a minor scale in terms of I will still be doing commercials. That's simple. But I can't save the world by no means. It's never going to be another Michael Jordan. It's never going to be another Dr. J. I knew that. It was never going to be another Elgin Baylor. I knew that. So the kids of tomorrow, it's never going to be another Michael Jordan. You know, it can be a Grant Hill, it can be Anthony Hardaway, it can be Kobe Bryant. But Michael Jordan is Michael Jordan. And you may pick bits and pieces of his game or his personality, but and somehow correlate it to yours. But either way, you have to evolve to be the person that you are. Sure, that you're going to use comparisons as a standard of measurement. Yes, that happens. But it's different circumstances that you have to deal with, you know, in each era. You know, I didn't have the same things facing me as Dr. J had in his era. And I'm pretty sure Kobe and some of the guys who are coming behind me is not going to have the same. You know, so they have to evolve to be the players that they are, or they're going to be, with maybe my influences and other influences. But you're right, it's not going to be another Michael Jordan, and I wouldn't advise the other guys to try to be that. I like that, Bill, because I talked to Patrick, I talked to Charles, I talked to Carl, I talked to all of them. And I'm pretty sure they feel the same. They all wanted me to come back just so that, you know, if they win a championship, they can say they've gone through Chicago or Michael Jordan to win it, to give it the meaning that it, you know, of taking a title away from Chicago. And that's the good thing about it, that they will never have the chance to say that. You know, that's what I was so glad that Magic played and Bird played when I won my titles, because now, you know, I mean, I had to go through to some degree Boston and L.A. Patrick, I don't know, he won't be able to live with himself if he can't beat Michael Jordan in a series. And Charles Barkley, I told, would never win because he doesn't dedicate himself to winning. But, you know, all of them joked with me and hated to see the possibility of me retiring just because, you know, they didn't have an opportunity to beat me in the finals or get past me. And that is a cute thing about retiring. And I would always hold that in high respect when I see these guys socially.
Michael used to consult with your father throughout your life about so many important decisions. If he were here today, what type of advice do you think he would have given you about making this choice?
I think it wouldn't have been any different than what I said. You know, what you see from me is what you see from, you know, he would have done the same thing. You know, he probably would love to answer questions before I would have answered the questions, but, you know, he would have probably told me this is the perfect time. The writing's on the wall. Take it and walk away with it with your head held high, and you know, and enjoy your kids and move on. And so it doesn't differ from what I'm doing. You know, my second father, Gus, said the same thing. Wherever Gus is, he's been saying the same thing for a while. I guess he just liked to get out of Chicago from the warm weather. So, you know, so it's no different than what's happened. You know, my father would basically give me the same advice, and my mother basically did. You know, so.
Michael, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Chicago.
Yeah.